Hello, champions. It's Dr. Freeze again, coming to you live from this beautiful day here in Hayesville, Kansas. We got our book with us, and thought we'd continue reading. Now, when we left off, Grandpa was really thinking about how he was going to get back at Peter, and he said Peter was waiting for the other shoe to drop. So, chapter 31 is called "The Shoe Drops." Kerplunk. When it happened, I wasn't ready for it, of course. It was an ordinary Wednesday in the middle of the week, a school day. The first thing I noticed was that my clock radio alarm hadn't gone off at the right time. I always get up at 7 o'clock, but it was already 7:15. I leaped out of bed, tangling my feet in the blanket and falling onto the floor. Next thing I noticed was that my slippers were gone. I always leave them right alongside my bed when I go to sleep. Why weren't they there? I wasted a minute or two looking for them under the bed and in my closet, and that's when it hit me. This was Grandpa's revenge. Now, this morning, that's why my clock was late. That's why my slippers were gone. I rushed to the bathroom in my bare feet to wash my face and brush my teeth. Guess what? No toothbrush. It simply wasn't there. And in the plastic water glass on the sink was a note. "Use your finger," it said. There's Peter having to use his finger instead of his toothbrush. What a trick. I stood there like a dummy, half of me wanting to run downstairs to the hall closet where Mom kept a few new toothbrushes, and half of me not wanting to waste the time because I was already behind schedule. I put toothpaste on my finger and brushed my teeth with it. It was disgusting. Have any of you ever brushed your teeth with your finger? Respond on Google Classroom. I ran back to my room in a hurry. I hate being late for anything, but I hate being late for school most of all. When I opened my underwear drawer, it was empty, and there was another note. This one said, "Underwear in hall closet." I ran outside into the hall, and there was all my underwear up on a shelf. I grabbed shorts and a t-shirt and ran back to my room and put them on. That's when I looked into my sock drawer, and that's when I saw that it was empty too. Now I was mad. In a panic, yes, but mad as well. The note in my sock drawer said, "Socks in cabinet under bathroom sink." I groaned and said a couple of words I shouldn't use. Grandpa was turning my getting dressed into some kind of treasure hunt. I ran to the bathroom again and looked under the sink in the cabinet, and there were my rolled up socks scattered among Ivory soap, rolls of TP, and a bottle of Mr. Clean. I grabbed a pair of socks and ran back to my room and put them on. By now, I figured that Grandpa's dirty tricks weren't over yet, and I was right. All of my flannel shirts hanging on hangers in my closet were still hanging there, but they'd been turned inside out. I grabbed one and fixed it and put it on. Naturally, I buttoned it wrong and had to rebutton it. My jeans hanging on a hook by a belt loop were inside out too. I fixed them and put them on, and then saw that my belt was missing. The heck with it, I thought. I was too late to worry about a thing like a belt. That's when I discovered there were no laces in my sneakers. Wow, Grandpa has really gone all out on this prank. I stood there staring down, my mouth hanging open, like the sneakers were hanging open. I heard my mom calling up from the bottom of the stairs, "Peter, you're late!" Inside one sneaker was a note. Laces on kitchen countertop. I stuck my feet into the sneakers and tried to run downstairs. I couldn't. Without laces, the sneakers kept slipping around, so I had to walk like a crazy man to keep them on my feet. I came downstairs slowly, and in the second floor hallway, Grandpa had his head stuck out of the door of my room, and he was laughing. "Well, hey, Pete," he called to me. "How's it going this morning?" "It's not funny," I said. "War is not fun, is it, Pete?" Grandpa said as he laughed again, which only made me madder. I finally made it to the kitchen. I flip-flopped across the floor in my loose sneakers and practically fell into the chair at the table. "Peter," my mom said, "why did you leave your sneaker laces on the kitchen counter?" I took a big gulp of orange juice that was in front of my bowl of cereal. "Did you want me to wash your shoelaces, sweetie?" Mom asked. She looked really puzzled. "No," I said. "It was a joke." I started to eat my Cheerios real fast. Jenny was already finished with breakfast. "You're really late, Peter," she said. "I know it, dummy," I shouted at her. She looked at me like I was crazy, and maybe I was a little. "I'd better put your laces back in while you finish your breakfast," Mom said. I slipped my sneakers off, which wasn't too hard, and Mom sat down beside me and relaced them for me. I'd had enough breakfast by this time. I was mad and upset and not hungry anyway. I took the sneaker Mom had relaced and put it on and tied it. She was still working on the other one. "Could you try to hurry?" I said to her. The front door slammed shut, which was Jenny leaving the house. At least she wasn't going to be late for school. "I don't understand why you left your laces down here, Mom," Mom said. She handed me the other sneaker and I put it on. Then I lit out of there, running for the stairs and zoomed up to my room like a bullet. I was ready to find out that Grandpa had hidden my knapsack. But there it was, right by my desk. And the problem was, it was empty. My books were missing. And inside the knapsack was another stupid joke. Books inside luggage in storage room down the hall. I ran like crazy to the room where we stored the luggage. Grandpa was so devilish, I wanted to hit him on the head with a suitcase. He had put one book in each one of the pieces of luggage, so I had to unzip every one to get all of my books. I stuffed my books into my knapsack, then ran downstairs to the coat closet. I grabbed my jacket, threw it on, and dashed out the door. It's 6 blocks from my house to school. I ran until I was out of breath and then walked as fast as I could. As I rounded the corner near school, I could see that the schoolyard was empty, which meant that all the classes were going upstairs to their rooms already. I ran across the schoolyard, and as I got to the entrance door, I remembered something. I had forgotten my lunch. I ran upstairs and got to my class just as Mr. Pangalos, my homeroom teacher, was calling roll. I was so out of breath, and when he called my name, I could barely say, "Here." Steve looked across the room and asked why I was so late. "You wouldn't believe it if I told you," I said. Wow. That's it for chapter 31. Grandpa, I want you to respond on Google Classroom with all of the tricks that Grandpa played on Peter that morning when Peter woke up. And we're going to go ahead and read one more chapter since it's a short one. Actually, 2 more chapters. They're both real short, so it shouldn't take that long to read 2 more chapters. Chapter 32, The Last Strategy Conference. We were eating lunch at our usual table in the lunchroom. Wait a minute, that's not exactly right. Billy and Steve were eating lunch. I was begging for lunch. I got half an apple from Steve. Billy had a liverwurst sandwich, which he said he hated, so he gave me half of it. I hated it too. We both ate the bread and left the liverwurst. Steve said he'd give me half of his milk to drink. The second half, he said. Luckily, a nice kid named Nathaniel Robbins gave me a peanut butter cookie. I had told the boys about my terrible morning, and they laughed like crazy. Stealing your shoelaces? Steve said. That was a master prank. It was rotten, I said. I like how he put each of your books in a different suitcase, Billy said. And then began laughing. Wait a minute, I said. Whose side are you guys on anyway? I took a sip of the second half of Steve's milk, which was warm and hateful. 1 sip was enough. We walked outside to the schoolyard and sat down on the steps in the sun. You're gonna get your grandpa back for this, aren't you? Steve said. Indubitably, I said, which was one of Steve's words. Not something simple, I hope, said Steve. I think this calls for massive retaliation. It won't be something simple, I said. You've got to really get him back this time, Billy said. Get him how, I asked. I don't know, Billy said. Paint his hair, maybe. I wasn't even listening to Billy because I had already decided what I was going to do. It was something I had thought about doing for a while now, but it seemed like it might be too awful. But after what Grandpa had just done to me, it seemed like it would be all right now. Look, guys, I said, I know what I'm going to do. It's terrible, and I probably shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'll tell you one other thing. If it doesn't work, I'm going to surrender. You can't, Billy said. Oh, yes, I can, I said. I'll learn to live in my stupid room. I won't like it, but I'll do it. Or else Grandpa will get me back in a more terrible way, and I won't even be able to think about. You're a chicken, Billy said. And you're right, I said. I think I figured something out. War isn't such fun after all. Wonder what he's got planned. It sounds like it's something pretty bad. All right, we're going to read one more. Chapter 33, The Last Attack. So this is it. This sounds like this might be the final prank of the war. The first thing I had to do was make Grandpa worry. I couldn't forget how nervous, make that terrified I was waiting for Grandpa to drop the other shoe. Now I'd give him back some of his own medicine. I kept saying things to him like, "How are you, Grandpa?" And he'd say, "Fine." And then I'd say, "Just wait." I also developed this little weird laugh. Hee 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 hee. It sounded nutty even to me. So when I'd pass him on the stairs, I'd turn around, look at him, and give him a little hee 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 sound. I don't know if it had any effect on him or not, but it made me feel good. I waited through all of the week he'd made me wait. I didn't want it to be a school day when I got my revenge. I wanted to be home so I could see everything that was going to happen. So on Friday night, as I'd done once before, I set my alarm for the middle of the night. Sneaking down in the dark, spooky stairs was a lot easier this time. The house was quiet, but I was even quieter. The doorknob on the door turned in my hand. I sneaked in on my tippy toes. The thing I was stealing was in a glass of water on Grandpa's night table. I took the glass of water and backed slowly out of the room. Grandpa was sleeping calm and peacefully, not even snoring. I closed the door and made it upstairs very easily. I dumped the glass of water in the sink and let what was in the glass fall softly into my hand. I didn't want to hurt them. I took a whole bunch of face tissues from the box and wrapped them up nicely, and they made a small, soft package. Any ideas on what he's got? I had already figured out my hiding spot. There was a large bag in the closet of one of the attic rooms, the kind that opens with the zipper down the side of it. Mom keeps some of Dad's old suits and a few of her dresses in it. I slid open the zipper and found a pocket in one of Dad's jackets and put the package inside. Then I scooted back to my room, jumped into bed, and pulled the covers up. Safe and sound, I'd done it. Now I'd have to settle back and get some sleep, because there was sure going to be a lot of excitement in the morning. Grandpa was going to be very, very angry when he woke up, and I couldn't blame him. It's really a disgusting trick to steal somebody's false teeth. Wow. So Peter has really done it this time. He has taken Grandpa's dentures, or false teeth. So I hope you guys enjoyed those chapters. I'll have some questions for you to answer on Google Classroom about those chapters. And we should be able to finish the book next time we read. So be ready for the ending of War with Grandpa next time. I'm going to have a Google meeting online soon, and I'm going to continue to post some videos. I hope you guys are doing your choice boards every day. Please check on Google Classroom every day and keep studying and doing your choice boards and reading and working on math. I miss you guys and I care for you a lot. So I hope we'll be able to get together and see each other soon.